Hey everybody, it's Edmund Vanderbilt with another episode of Once Around the Block. I'm here with the one, the only,
Sandro.
Sandro. What's going on, bud?
Everything's fantastic.
Let's walk around the block.
Beautiful, beautiful day.
Totally.
Yeah. Monday morning.
I'm gonna come this way, on your left here. There we go. It's Monday morning. Trucks coming through. We're in the parking lot. Everything is, it's so intense. No, I'm just kidding. I've had a crazy Monday morning. How about yourself?
Man, every day is a crazy day.
Yes.
For me, the Monday, Friday doesn't make any difference.
Doesn't matter.
It's just another day.
Just another day. Do you want to tell people who you are a little bit?
Who am I? I don't know. Well, I don't know who am I these days.
Really?
To be honest with you. Well, my name is Sandro, and I'm a founder of Art Soiree, and now I'm founder of Art Tech House, which is going to be open hopefully in 2 weeks for the public to see some crazy, amazing installations that are going to be dedicated. The space actually going to be dedicated to the arts and technology, so it's really excited to be a first innovative art space.
Sweet. So you're opening that space up in a couple weeks. It's like crunch time right now. You're really busy.
Yeah. There's pretty much no time.
No time.
There is no time. There is no time. Unfortunately, 24 hours and 7 days not enough. But you gotta make some time.
You got to make it happen.
Yeah, you gotta make it happen. You gotta do.
Yeah, sure. Is there anything specific you want to talk about?
Specific? I don't know, man. I always. First of all, I like this. What are you doing? This is great. Because it gives people to. It's not a platform for people to talk about some things and highlight what's happening in town. So this is great.
Awesome. Appreciate that.
But rest of the stuff, we always have some deep conversations.
Well, we always tend to have deep conversations. We met a few years ago. Sandro runs Art Soiree, as he mentioned. I was at one of those. We had a conversation. We talked about everything from kids to life to art to this town and how everything's going. And you've been producing Art Soirees for
8 years.
a decade almost.
Yeah, decade almost. Yeah, and over 200 events per year.
Per year.
Yeah, dedicated to artists and very different from each other. Each event. Very cool. Yeah, very cool. Right now we kind of slow down with the programming due to the construction of the new space. And
Yeah, so you're building Art Tech House, and we're here. It's like right by the wharf. We're in Southwest.
Yeah.
Can you say how you ended up here?
To be honest with you, well, we found this place that's been sitting for 25 years, empty. It was built for an art space in early 90s.
Really?
Actually, at the same time, I arrived to DC, so it was kind of waiting for me to activate it and bring it back to the life, I guess.
Wow. Did you know about it the whole time, or
No. I nobody knew. I mean, pretty much Sandro was been sitting just without any advertisement, anything.
Wow.
So it found kind of us. We found each other. And yeah, I could not imagine being in a better place than actually where we are. And we are in the Southwest. We are next to the Mandarin Oriental. We are next to Smithsonian institutions, amazing museums. The Eastern is up the street. So, I mean, it's a great place.
Totally.
Arts.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
And your focus, Art Tech House, is just that. It's art and technology kind of meeting, right? You find what's inspiring you to put those together? Is that just
since I grew up in a family of artists, so for me it was always what's next? What's next in the arts? What is it that it's coming? What is it that the art is 21st century, right? So more I got digging into it, I realized that there is the wave that is coming, that is going to be dedicated in a great medium in arts, that is arts and technology, because technology becomes a tool for a lot of artists to use to create some crazy stuff. And but there is no space for them to be showcased. Yes, there are some pop-ups, there are some museums that do some things,
Right.
but there is no dedicated gallery space
Right.
that will be just showcasing that.
Yeah.
So that's what we're naming. That's what we kind of aiming for.
Personally, as an artist, I find that extraordinary. It's like I was telling Sandro earlier. It's like my dream. I told this to my buddy Rich at over at Huge. My dream is to have like a giant cube as a blank slate
Right.
in DC, and basically that's exactly what you
Well,
did.
exactly, and I just showed it to you, and it's like, yeah, it's something that you have to kind of, I think I don't. The reason we kept it kind of secret, I've been working on this for 2.5 years now, and I didn't even show it to some of my family, my brother and sister. I haven't seen the space because I try to keep it kind of very secretive and very surprise, like a boom effect.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's gonna be very immersive. We got state of the art equipment coming through, and it's gonna be something great for the city and for the artists that gonna be using the technology, and that you're gonna be using this space for them to connect to the public, I guess.
Totally. I think it's really going to be something special. I'm a little biased because, like I said, it was a dream of mine. So I think it's an extraordinary opportunity.
Thank you. Yeah.
You were talking about something cool and new and innovative for the city. How's that been? I mean, like creating something here in DC of this. It might be a little ahead of its time, perhaps.
It is, yeah. But you always gotta be, I guess, ahead of the time. And the same thing like with the art soiree, we've been ahead of the time creating very cool events 8 years ago, and people like, oh, the party and the art, they don't go together. So a lot of people they were being criticized,
Yeah.
But now all you see is actually partying and art.
Right.
So it's all you gotta be ahead of it, and it's a challenge. It's a challenge because you cannot. It's like the artist painting the masterpiece and say, oh, this is going to be a masterpiece. You cannot describe. You cannot describe your emotion. You cannot describe your. You cannot describe your experience. You gotta. Only way to describe it is to execute it and showcase it. Give it to people opportunity to see what he had in mind for what we're doing, I guess.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
I work as an artist myself, so that's why, to me, every project I take as the things that I wanted to do for public to able to.
well, that's what I find interesting because, like you say, you're an artist yourself, and a lot of artists, if not most, and it's kind of logical in many ways. Hopefully, this wind will die down. Is they try and pursue their vision, but you've already from 8 years ago. I'm just hoping this wind will die down a little bit. You've already from 8 years ago started incorporating other people.
Right.
You've given voice to, let's say, less established artists,
Right. Yeah.
and you've made it about moving people or getting people together.
Right.
So, can you talk about how important that is? Or
One thing is very important, especially for the city we are, because I mean I've been here since '94, and I see how it's got developed, and I see what direction it's going. But I look at the city as kind of like young city, that still needs to find the own voice to like, for instance, you go, what it's like. This is Miami. You look at something and like, oh, this is so Miami. Or
Right.
you look at something, this is so LA, or this is like so New York.
right,
So what's so DC? Is it like politics? But do we want to be? And if
Right.
if we creators wanted to change this attitude towards us,
yeah,
we gotta work together.
totally, yeah,
We gotta feel as a community that working together on something that put us on the map, and
I love it. Yeah,
not working against each other. And it's unfortunately, I see a lot, like even in the restaurants, and just like you'll see, like one opens up this specifically looking restaurant, then it's like somebody else try to do same exactly thing,
Right.
looking exactly the same. Why don't you just bring something new, something different? Take a chance,
Yeah.
and make it our city better. like the neighborhoods gets copy and paste, like 14th Street, and they got shot. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. It's amazing. But why don't we create for each neighborhood different kind of vibe?
Right.
I don't know. It's I've been to DC a lot, so I see.
Totally.
I think we should gotta work together
Yeah.
for making something that put us on the map.
Yeah, I feel like, this wind is gonna, I'm just gonna pause a little bit. DC, I forgot my train of thought there. Was just that, I forgot, I lost my train of thought, unfortunately. It was about DC kind of like being a little bit more open now to the creative realm as opposed to earlier where it was more politically focused.
Yeah. I mean, I like, it's fun. It's great to see. The whole point when we started Art Soiree 8 years ago, I mean, it was not much the art scene. It wasn't much going on.
Right.
And that's why I feel like I didn't start it because of I had a business plan or I had like some type of like we just started because we wanted to do something different, and it's grown to from one event for a month to
200 a year.
Yeah, 200 a year.
So nuts, man.
So there's definitely needed that in the city, and
so
now I see like it's so much going on in the arts. Everybody's doing something. This is great.
Yeah.
And it's a good
it's a good time to be in DC.
Any time is a good time. I think we have to make a good time. No matter where you at, you gotta do your best to make it.
I agree with you. That's what I was gonna say earlier. Is that like before I was like always looking for that scene, or like trying to find those people that were doing those things.
Right.
But you're just saying like we kind of have to make that thing happen.
Right.
As creatives, right?
It's I think it's just it's the key to stay original and stay not to try to be New York. Like right now it's all about the fashion. DC is kind of like
really. I didn't even know that.
I mean I don't know. It's like so much going on. Like we want to be a fashion capital. Why? DC. I mean you're never gonna be Paris or New York. You're gonna be DC, and it's the key is to find your own identity. And I hope
let's go back to where we started, just to make that loop. So what is DC's identity? It's still being determined, because you said like we're never going to be a Paris or London or Milan. I mean, for fashion, what are we going to be? What's it going to look like? Do you have any thoughts on that? Like a hybrid animal?
I'm working on it. I hope, but it's very hard to. We have to work as a community. You cannot. There's so much to say, but not enough time.
Not enough time.
Not enough time.
It's true. We're coming up on the block here. There's a really long block because we thought there was going to be a little passageway halfway through, but we did a long.
It's nice though. You got to look at it. This is nice. You got to.
I'm gonna come back around this way. That's true. That Capitol is dope. Let me just make sure I got that. This is a very nice area.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to be here. And
so we're coming around the block. We're gonna go down this little hill and get back to where we started. So I gotta ask you for the wow moment. Okay, this is what I call it. At the end now, it's called the words of wisdom. I give you an opportunity if you feel like saying something, or if you had something on your mind you wanted to talk about.
Just you gotta love one another. I think it's the key to everything.
You said love one another?
Yeah. We have to respect, and we have to appreciate one another.
Yeah.
And that's what I think will be great for the city to all the makers and all the people that are trying to get together and
make it together.
Make it together instead of going against each other.
Yeah.
It's the key to make a difference together. I think that's what makes us stronger too.
Sounds awesome.
I don't know.
We've made it, dude. I don't even know how long that was. We made it.
I don't know.
Can you wave bye-bye to the folks at home?
Please.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.